Welcome to the Binge List. I'm your host, Paul Chappell, and today we're taking a look at the Netflix film Triple Frontier starring Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Garrett, Hedlund, and Pedro Pascal from Game of Thrones. So you're probably asking yourself, how did we get all these delicious actors in a Netflix film? And I have to tell you, after days of researching this, I still don't have the answer for you. Various names have been attached to this movie. It was originally going to be just a regular theatrical movie starring Tom Hanks, and it got punted around Hollywood for a while. Even Will Smith and Johnny Depp was attached to this film at one point. And finally, somehow, I think Paramount dropped the ball on the movie and Netflix picked it up and got Ben Affleck for the film. Still, you're probably wondering, like I do whenever I see a Netflix film, is it as good as something in a movie theater? And I have to say, yes, it is. It did have a short theatrical run, I think on March 3rd. And it is a pretty good movie. It's a heist movie. Basically, just to plow through the plot a little bit, it's about a bunch of ex-special ops guys who are barely making it by. I think Ben Affleck's character, he's called Tom Davis. Everybody refers to him as Red Fly. He's a realtor. He's selling condos. He's not really good at it. Oscar Isaac is actually working for, I think they don't explicitly say, but I think he's working in Brazil as a military advisor. And he's really where the plot starts because they're raiding the house of a drug lord. And one of the guys that they capture lets it be known that the head drug lord in his organization is putting all his money in a safe house deep within the Brazilian jungle because he doesn't trust banks. And they think that maybe he has as much as $50 million in this house. So Oscar Isaac's character, Santiago Pope Garcia, he goes back to the States and sees a few of his buddies. He goes to see Charlie Hunnam, who, if you probably know, he's an actor that hasn't really broke out yet, but he was on Sons of Anarchy. And in fact, the guy playing his brother was in Tron Legacy. His name's Garrett Hedlund. Another guy who really hasn't broke out as an actor in Hollywood. He's not a household name yet, but they're playing brothers. So Oscar Isaac goes to them first, and they sign on, but they tell him, well, we'll only sign on if you can get Red Flag, which is Ben Affleck's character. So he has convinced Ben Affleck to come in, which he does. And they need a pilot, so they go to Pedro Pascal, who needs a gig because his pilot license has been suspended over cocaine charges. So that's pretty much the plot. They're gonna infiltrate this drug lord's house in the jungle, take his cash, and just ride back to the States. One of the things they do have to do is they have to get to a boat that's waiting on the coast, and to get to that boat, they have to fly over the Andes. So the heist goes off, and I won't give too much away, but as with all heist movies, things are not going to go perfectly. There's a few twists during the heist, and I just was watching this with a sense of unease. It's very suspenseful because you just know that something bad is going to happen to these guys because they're doing the heist. I think it's like 40 minutes into the movie. So you're saying to yourself, if the heist goes out without a hitch, they don't really have much of a movie. So, but you're just watching, just waiting for something bad to happen. And you never know when that bad thing is going to happen. But rest assured, it does happen. And that's when the movie really gets interesting and really gets a little bit more enjoyable. There's some morality play going on in the movie. You know, they during the heist, they find out that there's more than 50 million in this house. It's more like 275 million. So the problem comes not whether they can rob the money, is how much money do they want to take with them, because you only have so much space in the van that they bring to the heist, and they have to get out of the country and over the Andes in a helicopter. So it becomes a weight issue at a point. Can they take the full 275 million back with them? So that's some of the issues that come to play in this movie. And like I said, I was on the edge of my seat at certain points, because it's just, things go from bad to worse very quickly. And if you like me, I'm a real big fan of all these actors, especially Oscar Isaac. He's just one of those breakout performers who I've seen in everything, basically. He's been in X-Men movies. He's been in Star Wars. He's worked with the Coen brothers. This guy cannot lose. So I was just really curious why he would be in a Netflix movie. I mean, I was really curious why Ben Affleck would be even in a Netflix movie. So I think that it was a good movie for all involved. And I hope, especially Garrett Hedlund, gets some exposure from this movie, because, like I said, his breakout performance was Tron Legacy, but I don't think that movie did as well as a lot of people were hoping. So he's kind of really been in the shadows since then. I saw him recently in another Netflix movie that I didn't do a review on, called Mudbound. If you get a minute, I would check that out, because it's a pretty good movie about segregation, and really it's also about veterans coming back from war. Basically in that film, he plays a World War II veteran. But it's a very interesting film. Has a lot of racial dynamics to it. But I'm giving it a thumbs up. I think it's worth putting on your binge list if you've got a couple hours to kill next weekend or even this week. There was a lot of things going on this weekend. I know a lot of people went to St. Patrick's Day and whatnot. But if you get a chance, check this out. It's worth the price of admission if you subscribe to Netflix. So that's all I got for today. I would like to thank my new subscribers. Encourage you, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and give me a like. And let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, if you've already seen it, and whether I got this review right. But that's all I got for today. I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.